Welcome to All Things Moore County, Moore County's weekly radio show highlighting the many facets of the Sandhills. That includes real estate, lifestyle, community and neighborhoods. And now from 4 Properties, here's your host, Bill Sahadi.
Good morning. Welcome to the talk show, All Things Moore County. Dorothy, we have the elections in our rearview mirror, finally.
Yes, finally.
But congratulations to all the candidates in all the towns that won their elections, and to all the candidates who ran. This year it seemed less contentious than
it did.
Other years, which was a pleasant surprise and welcome change.
Yes.
But some very good people. There's so much change and growth going on in Moore County, and there's so many more people here who are paying attention to local elections, because they're not politics as usual. It's all about local government.
Yes.
And fortunately, it's not Republican and Democratic. It's what's best for each community.
Yep.
I've been here 22 years, and I first came here in 1979. So I've seen so much growth, so much change. So many parts of Moore County are not recognizable.
Astounding, isn't it?
From what they were 15 years ago. The office where my office is located on Old U.S.1 is a corridor of development that is not urban in nature, but it's more in regards to the downtown feel, as opposed to all the development that's going on out on Morganton Road and 15501, where it's more of an urban feel, but it's also appealing to a younger demographic. For people who live in Moore County, if they go from the intersection of Morganton Road, where Pony Expresso is, out to US1, that corridor is known as Old US1, and it's changing every single day. Right in front of 195, well, not exactly right in front, but right there on the street is a brand new building, Fidelity Bank, which I believe they're going to be opening in January, and we're going to be speaking today with Paula Crocker, Lisa Hildebrand, David Hope, and Jessica. You have to pronounce your last name.
We didn't cover that. I'm so sorry. Alarcon.
I should have asked you. And they're going to talk to us today about Fidelity Bank, why the move. It's a very high visibility location, and it is a downtown Southern Pines location, even though it's extended. But on both sides of the street, you see all this development going on. Paula, you've been with Fidelity for how long?
It'll be 10 years in January.
And Lisa, you've been in the industry for
27 years.
That's hard to believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Where did you start out?
I started in Richmond, Virginia, in a small bank called Signet Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then when we moved down here, we were all together at Centennial Bank.
That goes back to 2005, 2000.
Well, that's
2004.
Yeah.
2005.
And what brought you to Moore County?
To Moore County, just to get closer to home. I had moved to Virginia just for a job, but my parents live in North Carolina.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And Jessica, you are from Fayetteville originally?
I sure am.
And how did you get to Fidelity and to Moore County?
I got back here. I'm actually from Fayetteville, went to high school and college there, and went out to Tennessee for a little while, started my banking career. I've been in banking for about 11 years, and came back home.
11 years. She looks like she's 11 months out of college. That's crazy.
I get good sleep.
I guess. David, you're in the business development portion of the bank. How long have you been with them?
With Fidelity, I've been there with them about 4 years.
Yeah.
Been in banking about 20 years.
20 years. So you guys have a pretty a good team, very seasoned. Paula, what does this move signify? It's a gorgeous building, by the way.
It is a beautiful building, and we're all very, very excited about moving to it. The purpose of the building is to put us in a better location than we are right now. And this building is a prototype of what's going to be constructed in the future for Fidelity Bank. And we are going to be known as a regional office. We have a lot of clients that come down from Robbins, from Rockingham, from Rayford, from Sanford. And so right now, this building will be the regional bank. It's going to house not just the commercial lenders, the consumer lenders, but the mortgage, our wealth management team, as well as the area and regional executives.
So you all represent a different facet of the bank, and we're going to have a chance today to talk about each of the facets and what Fidelity offers. Is it it's your main branch? It's your only branch? It's the main
We've
location?
been in Moore County since the 50s. We have a branch up in Robbins. And then the Aberdeen office opened in 1998. So we've been here
That's
in
right.
Moore County since the 50s, but the bank as a whole is 112 years old.
The location where you are presently, for those who I'm sure they know, it's right adjacent to Taco Bell and right behind McDonald's.
Yes.
What a mess. How do you get in and out of that? How do you get in and out of there on a daily basis, especially on a Wednesday or a Friday?
Yeah, that is a struggle. The ingress egress we have is awfully a struggle, and we know that, and we do know that. So that's why we're super excited about the new location. Obviously, getting in and out of the branch is going to be a lot easier. When you come visit us in the branch, it's going to be a lot prettier. So we look forward to our opening on January 18th.
It just occurred to me, for all the years I've known you and the times I've done banking with you, and I do it on the phone. I don't come in to the physical. I've been in very few times. It's just a difficult place to get in and out of. But you got that high visibility on 15501, but oh my gosh, you have to come in off
Well, we'll be
Johnson.
neighbors.
what is the road?
It's Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, we will be neighbors.
Yeah, so you can just walk across the street.
I know.
Meet us for a cup of coffee.
That's right. And you've got, well, there's so much going on. On the corner, you've got the old gas station, which you might remember, Lisa, Red's Corner.
Yep.
And that is all being redone, and there's going to be a food park. And and then there's development right across the street from you where Bill Smith Ford used to be, I think Cooper Ford right now.
Aaron Cooper has that now.
And there's a parcel that is starting to, we saw some stakes go up. There's some development going on there. That whole corridor is going to look so different than it looked for people who come back to visit who haven't been here in 20 years. They're going to drop their jaw. I mean, it's just not. And you're right in front of 195 and the yoga studio. So if you get tense and tight at work, you can just drop by and see Karen.
Right.
But it's more of a neighborhood location than it is an urban type.
Yeah, we are very excited to be moving there and meeting our neighbors and developing even further longer relationships with these people.
So Fidelity has been a bank here since the 50s?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. You've been in the industry long enough. You've been with you've had different associations, as you all have. What is it about Fidelity that makes it work for you, that you know it's, because you're all very excited?
I think all of us, and I think everybody in this room will agree with me, just working for Fidelity Bank. And if you're a client banking with Fidelity Bank, it's a different feel. I feel like we are the true meaning of a community bank. We are family owned. We've been family owned for 112 years. We're a $3 billion bank, and we're not up for sale.
I had no idea. Isn't that unusual that a small local regional bank would not be swallowed up by somebody larger?
That is not. Mary Willis, our leader, and I want to say Mary Willis was just recently recognized by Triangle Business Journal as one of the women in business. She received an award in May this year. So we're very excited to have her as our leader. And she's the reason that we're so successful, and she's the reason that we operate the way we do. We call ourselves a right by you bank. You'll never walk in our bank and have somebody try to sell you a credit card. That's not what we do. We have a holistic approach to how we do business, and we want to treat our clients and provide them with the products and services that they need, not what we want and need, but what you want and need.
You know, Jessica, in the real estate business that I'm in, we spend so much time with clients who are out looking for a mortgage. One of the things we always say, whether it's directly or indirectly, stay away from the big banks. We do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth.
I would agree with you.
It's just, there's too much red tape. The bureaucracy is ridiculous. And I think the mantra amongst a lot of real estate professionals is bank local, borrow local. we have situations where we have, in our real estate market, these multiple offers in this seller's market right now. And honestly, when we present offers to people, in addition to the price and the due diligence money and all the different facets of an offer, we look to see where the loan is coming from. Because what we're primarily concerned about is getting to the finish line for our seller client. And the truth is the track record for local banks is much quicker than it is for larger banks.
Sure.
You're seeing
Oh,
that.
absolutely, absolutely. I think it's just different when you can pick up the phone and talk to a real human person. I hear a lot of people that if they are kind of calling around and they talk to us and they say, oh, I can actually talk to a real person. I can have my questions answered, just about immediately. They can text me, and I can help them through the application process all the way to closing. So it's just nice to have that someone in that arm's reach.
We actually had a situation a few weeks ago where we had a multiple offer, and the highest offer was from this lending company in Missoula, Montana. It was done on the internet. And it was sort of like 1-800-LOANS are us.
Mm-hmm.
And the seller,
That probably
and
does exist.
yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
If you Google 1-800-LOANS are us, yeah.
Yeah.
So we spoke to the sellers, and honestly, they did not go with that offer. They went with one with a recognizable local lender here in Moore County. We also knew the appraisal process would hopefully be a little more quickly. It would happen. And that the buyer would have eyeball-to-eyeball contact with the person they were doing the loan with. Yes. So Fidelity has that organic feel. And Lisa, with the business development, too, that you do, you are working with business customers all the time for business solutions.
Right.
There's a lot of growth going on.
There is, and that's the best thing about like our team is that they bring me in right from the very beginning when we start onboarding a new business, and we can offer them everything that all the big banks can offer, but we have that same personal feeling where you can pick up the phone and we'll talk about it. What do they really need? It's not necessarily what am I trying to sell this month. It's what do they need to make their business more efficient. To protect them against fraud, to be able to accept payments, to send out payments. It's a great feel.
So is the term known as
Relationship banking.
But it has application. It's
right. It's the true thing at Fidelity. We really, really mean it.
right.
And sometimes we're not always the best solution. And we're going to tell you that. That's what Right By You is all about.
David, this is a small town.
Sure.
Good news travels fast, bad news travels faster,
Sure.
Yeah.
right? And so you are, it's incumbent on you to always do what's right by the client, because it may not work this time, but things turn around, they come around to you. But you're held to a high level of accountability because it's so personal.
Absolutely. And I think one thing about Fidelity is that we pride ourselves on our customer service.
Yeah.
When you walk into our bank, you're not just a number. Someone's going to reach out to you. Someone's going to talk to you.
Yep.
Every day we have clients come in and just yell out our name and just come say, hey, we're known for coming out into the lobby just to make sure our clients are comfortable. When clients are moving in and coming to bank with us for the first time, we walk them through the entire process. It's not here, do this later. Everything's set up from the beginning, and we make it a point to get to know our clients.
Yeah. About a year ago, Paula came to me, came to the office. She stopped in. She was like a doctor checking up on her patient, and said, you have this situation with your mortgage. I think we can help you. Rates had changed and it's lowered. And she gave me an option that I had never even thought of. Right?
Yes.
You did.
That's what we do.
And I sat back and I said, boy, this is there were no closing costs. It was just, if you do this, we can do this for you, or we can adjust your rate. I don't think that I would get that from 1-800-LOANS are us.
No.
Or any bank like that. And it was all personal. And so we met for a bite to eat, and she explained it to me. And that is one of the huge advantages of relationship banking, especially in this town. I mean, there's so many independently owned businesses, right? Entrepreneurs, people who are always trying to think outside the box. And that's what you're trying to do on your end to try to get them from here to there. Yeah. Let's come back in the second set. Want to talk a little bit in depth about some of the departments and as many specifics as you can give, Lisa. Jessica, we have a lot in common, I'm sure. And David. This is All Things Moore County. We'll be right back. Welcome back to All Things Moore County. Our conversation today is all about Fidelity Bank. They're going to be looking at a grand opening here in I guess a short while, Paula, on the new construction building, which is gorgeous on Old U.S.1.
Thank you. Again, we're very proud of it. We will be opening. We will be moving and opening for the first time in the new location on January 18th. We've been working closely with Linda at the Chamber, so I want to do a big shout out to Linda. She's been great in helping us get this done. And we will have a big old soiree on February the 8th. Okay. We would like to invite the entire community. If you're out and about before February 8th, stop by. We're very proud of our location, and we'd love to give you a tour. We like to think that we're the southern gateway entrance to downtown Southern Pines. So we like to think that we have this big, beautiful building, and that's what people are going to first see when they come into town.
When people come off Highway 1 onto Old U.S.1 South, that's the ramp that goes right into downtown Southern Pines. And every foot you drive, the character just increases. And you go across the street in Morganton, you've got Sly Fox on the right. Yep. You go on down, and you've got all these beautiful buildings, and the architecture is great. Mm-hmm. And you guys are right there at the forefront, and you're so close to Highway 1. But there's no Taco Bell to have to worry about, and there's no McDonald's to have to worry about.
I am going to miss my McDonald's French fries.
No.
Let me just say that.
People they'll come down to the bank, and then they'll go and have lunch at Nature's Own. They'll kill two birds with one stone. It'll be so easy.
Yeah, we're very excited.
We can't get into the building until January to see it. They're doing a lot of work to it. Is it almost completed?
The building is nearly complete. Just like construction in the industry, we've had a few delays in obtaining some products and materials. The most recent delay has been our furniture, so we wanted to be safe, and so that is why we've stated a January 18th closing date. We feel like we're going to be have everything we need. I would love to see if I could start seeing some of my clients in December in my new office, but I can't guarantee that yet.
So are the four of you all going to be on the same floor? Is the layout of the bank going to be consistent with the team concept that you guys are so proud of?
Absolutely.
How does
So
that work?
we still have to operate as a bank and still have our security measures, of course, put in place. But when you walk into our new location, to your left will be our amazing tellers. And then to our right, you're going to have me, David, Tanya Thomas, our office manager, and then Lisa Hildebrand will have an office downstairs.
So you're all on the first floor?
We're all on the first floor.
Oh. Now, here I thought for sure you were going to say the second floor.
No, our second floor, like I said, we'll have our area and regional executives, Jim Bird and Phil Woodard, upstairs. We'll also have offices for our wealth management, Sam Smith, for Jessica Alarcon with mortgage. We have a business loan assistant, Beverly Sweeney, which that is a huge asset for people like me and David. Yes. To have her on board. I mean, we already get things processed pretty quickly, but I think it adds us another level of to have Beverly there. I think it's going to be great to have her there.
You're proud of the chemistry amongst your team.
100%.
Because honestly, over the years, I've seen a lot of attrition. People move from bank to bank. real estate people move from agency to agency. But since you've settled in at Fidelity Bank, I've seen a lot of consistency, and the enthusiasm has never changed. It's like when you came to me last year. You know, people. She wasn't selling me something. What she was doing was she was saying, "Look, we have a situation here that you could benefit by if you're interested." And if she's doing something that is for the client's benefit, you should never be accused of selling. You're informing and giving people a chance to take advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's what you did.
And that's how we operate. And that's how I work. That's how David works. And that's how the entire team at Fidelity Bank works. Mm-hmm. And because of the way we do business, the right by you, that holistic approach I alluded to earlier, we're not going to sell you, Bill, something if it's not something that's going to benefit you. Our regional executive, Phil Woodard, he always says, I quoted him here, it says, if we can't help you, we sure as heck aren't going to hurt you.
Right.
And that's our job. If you don't come in and we don't look at you, your business banking relationship, personal banking relationship as a whole, and we don't provide you with ways to provide you more convenience, to save you money, to earn you more money, to provide you peace of mind, the fraud thing again, then we're not doing our job.
And I think how we also educate our clients too.
Absolutely.
Banking can be very confusing, and having myself, Paula, Tanya, anywhere, as a quarterback for the client to kind of guide them or lead them to the right direction to make sure they're in the right type of product or doing the right thing for themselves, whether we can accomplish their goal or not, we're always going to be looking out for the client first.
Absolutely.
Right. It's
Absolutely.
more like a consulting. A lot of times these small businesses, they haven't really thought about how they're going to get paid or how are they going to pay people and how much should they get paid, things like that we can kind of help them with. And we work as a team that way.
I'll also say, right when the pandemic hit too, with all the craziness going on, mm-hmm. I mean, one of the things that Fidelity really prided themselves on was we did the PPP loans. I mean, we first and foremost helped our clients. That was 100%.
You called me right away on that, and I said, no, I don't need any assistance. But that was so quick. Yeah.
Well, we
exactly right.
We didn't have a back room doing it. We didn't have a separate department taking care of our clients with the PPP. It was us. David and I were working 12, 13, 14-hour days. But we really do pride ourselves in the fact that we took our clients and we followed through with right by you. It was our job to ensure that we provided our clients with the tools and services that they need to continue to operate their business, to continue to live. And we did that. And not only did we do that just for our clients, we were able to help clients who weren't able to get help elsewhere. And now we've earned their respect. We've earned their business.
And we're
very proud of that.
I'm seeing clients come back in, now and saying, wow, this, when you guys came through with the PPP loan, it really saved our business.
Right.
It was really tough at that time, and we were able to, help them. And that makes me feel good.
Absolutely.
The long hours, no problem. But whenever you come back and you see that you've actually made a difference in someone's life like that, that's a good feeling. That's a really good feeling.
With Christmas coming up here very shortly, you guys are making me think about the Jimmy Stewart movie, It's a Wonderful Life.
My favorite.
The first savings and loan, where it's a tearjerker, where they would give loans to people based on their character and help them build a house, and they'll pay us back when they can pay us back, which is, of course, it's an extreme, but that was as you're talking, I'm thinking that's a nice feeling that people got when they went into the first savings and loan in Bedford Falls.
Right.
Yes.
Right? You know the movie.
Yes,
I love that movie.
absolutely.
Yes.
I remember the days when bankers would advertise, come and open a checking account with us, and there was like an ad war offering the ridiculously high rates of return. So, the reality is today there are a lot of people who have cash, but the rates at all banks are almost non-existent. I went into a bank the other day to make a cash a check, and the teller said to me, this is a true story, I'm sitting in my car and I'm trying to get Cirrus on and I'm losing a connection. So he said I guess he opened my account and goes, "Have you been contacted by our wealth management people?" I said, "No, I don't want." And he was like 20. But there are reasons to reach out to people, but it's not the rates that they get by depositing their money. How do you address that? Because it's every bank. It's not.
Well, and that's what our job is if we have client A that comes in and client A has $100,000 sitting in their checking account earning 0% interest.
Right.
If our tellers, or if I see that, or Jessica or Lisa or David, if we don't address it, if we don't say, Mr. A,
Right.
you're not earning any money. Do you realize that there's other options for you out there? Can I tell you about what your options are?
Right.
Then we're not doing our job.
Right.
But there are clients that's what they want. They feel safer that way. And so you do what you can as a banker to do what's right for the client, but ultimately the client makes the decision of what they want to do. And
So
we're just their support group.
So you have vehicles that you can park monies into different vehicles that have a time frame.
We have everything from FDIC insurance products, from our checking and savings accounts. We have LPL advisors on staff that can help you with mutual funds, brokerage accounts, and things like that. And then we have a wealth management team. Just recently, Sam Smith came over to us, huge asset within our bank. And she can help you or anybody with all your wealth management needs.
And she'll be in the new building.
Yeah, she'll be in our new building. We have estate planning. We really are a small bank, but we offer everything a big bank can offer.
Estate planning is becoming a really big deal these days, as we have so many people moving here to be close to their grandchildren from everywhere, just because, and they have to set up shop in a new state, and they're hoping they're going to be here for the balance of their lives. So estate planning becomes a big issue as well.
Yeah, and the great thing is it's local. When somebody needs, why did I get charged this on my checking account, or I lost my debit card, or how can I earn more money, or I need to plan my will, we have everybody right here. You just walk here in our Southern Pines branch.
You're not going into a phone tree, and you're not having to have difficulty to go through and wait for someone to call you.
You don't have to
get a hold of
zero.
a live person every time you make a phone call to Fidelity Bank. So that's a big deal.
And we're local.
Deal.
We're local. We'll see you getting a cup of coffee. We'll be meeting with you having dinner, and we're proud of that. Everyone here, we're very, very proud of that.
When I make a referral to somebody, we're in our business, we're sort of like matchmakers. You want to make a referral, number one, based on experience, that you've had personal experience, and number two, based on rhythm, based on who do you think your client will best connect with. And that's important. And in order to be able to do that, you have to know the people that you're referring.
Right.
And we make matches like that all the time. And I get the feeling from you guys that you kind of do work in concert together, and it's not ego-based. It's just we're all like shooting for the client's best needs.
Right.
100%.
And it's a conversation. We want to hear all about it. We want to know about their grandchildren and, what is it? What is their plan?
Right. Well, let's do this. Let's come back in the third set. I want to start to talk in the third set about community involvement and Fidelity's role. And I want to speak with you about the mortgage business, Jessica, and like to hear some of your stories and takes on our crazy real estate market here in 2021. Which looks like it's going to go into 2022. We're talking all about Fidelity Bank. This is All Things Moore County. We'll be right back. Welcome back to third set of All Things Moore County, talking all about Fidelity Bank. They've been in business in Moore County since the 1950s. I did not know that. They're moving to a brand new building in a brand new location on Old U.S.1 South. Right in front of 195, the restaurant, right down the street from Red's Corner, where Pony Espresso is. It's sort of, I think it was termed the gateway to downtown Southern Pines, which I think is a really good description. And I can tell you, it's easy access in and out, walking distance to places to eat. Get your nails done, you can go grab a bite to eat. Everything is growing up around that corridor. And that corridor is actually going to take a much greater shape than anything else in downtown Southern Pines, and it's the last piece of the puzzle as you're heading out towards Highway 1. And you guys are like front and center on the 50-yard line. You open January 18th, and then you're having a grand opening on February the 8th.
That is correct.
And what is that going to look like?
Oh, it's going to be a big party.
Okay.
It's going to be a big party. We're hoping many community members will come out, and I'm not at liberty to say, but you don't want to miss it because we're going to have something big being presented that day as well.
Okay. What day is the 8th?
It should be a Tuesday.
It's a weekday.
Yes, it's a weekday.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. It's not going to interfere with Super Bowl.
I hope not.
I've been in Moore County, David, for 22 years, living here for 22 years, and I've seen so many changes. I love this community, and I always tell people that it's a privilege to wake up here in the morning. You can go to Fresh Market, and if you have a little indigestion and you burp or something, somebody you meet says hello, they'll see you 2 weeks later, and they'll ask you, how's your indigestion?
Sure.
It's a little, almost too much, but it's,
Sure.
it's so community involvement is a very important part of growing a business here. And I've always said it takes 2 years, if you're networked properly, to go from nothing to somebody very quickly in a community that is continually changing. Fidelity has a strong community involvement in
Absolutely.
Moore County.
Absolutely. I mean, Paula and I are both, strongly into the community with all kinds of involvement. But even with the building of the branch,
Yeah.
we like to use our clients and the community when we were doing that. We used when you come into the office, you're going to see a lot of artwork, and that was done by our local artist from Story Focused Media, John Vaughn. So each office will have some sort of landmark, some sort of piece of Moore County associated with it. Everything, the pictures are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But even with the construction, LKC engineering was vital in getting everything done with the building. Total House and Flooring, just almost right next door to us.
Yep.
They helped out significantly with some of the flooring and whatnot. And so Grimy Roofing helped out with the roofing too. We try to use as much local as we possibly can.
Sure.
We're not able to use everyone, of course, but we try to at Fidelity Bank, if we can, we're going to use someone, either a client or someone local, if at all possible. So we really pride ourselves on that.
Yeah. I always tell people that people who retire here, who move here, they are drawn to the fact that this community reminds them of some of the hometowns they grew up in as kids, and it's still well preserved, and it is very organic. And you're not in the who described this area as a micropolitan area where.
Sure.
Have you ever heard that expression?
No.
Pat Corso, I heard.
Pat, I think he did. I think you're right. So it has all the benefits and advantages of an urban area, but it still has all the charm of a small village in a town, and it does.
It does.
And I kind of like that because that's what it does have today. So going forward, because we do a lot of shows, community-based shows. It's a very giving community. A few weeks ago, we had people on from Christmas for More. There's so many good agencies that have a right to be, and everybody. They didn't teach you in college how to fundraise. No. They didn't teach you in college how to rally the troops. It's something we learn as adults. But Fidelity will be near the forefront of whatever's going on in Moore County.
I think so, absolutely. Every time, like I said before, anytime we have any kind of involvement, anything that we have, we're looking for some sort of local engagement, first and foremost. like I said, both of us are deep into the community. We're both active in local charities and whatnot,
Right.
trying to help out the community as well. And that's not just for networking and things like that, but just because it's the right thing to do.
And sometimes, we've had people contact us, different businesses who get involved behind a project, and they want to have a show to speak about the agency that they're supporting, and we would do that if you ever.
That's good to know.
Good, yeah, absolutely.
If you ever had any interest. One of the the banks these days should set up an agency to counsel buyers in our real estate market, and I want to use that as a segue
Transition.
to talk to Jessica. You and I share. We're on different sides of the same coin these days, and if there is any drama in banking today, it would be in the mortgage business, wouldn't it?
Absolutely would be. I feel like at some point that, you and I both might need some of that
Oh my
psychotherapy,
God.
some counseling, therapist time, a couch maybe we should have in the second floor
I think we could
of our building.
I'll
We
put
could
that
get-
in the tack room for you.
maybe a massage therapy,
Yes.
get a volume discount on something.
Absolutely.
Have you've been in the business 11 years. How long have you been in the mortgage end of the business?
I have been in mortgage for 1 whole year, but
Okay.
let me tell you,
The drama is unbelievable,
it's
isn't it?
unbelievable. Banking is definitely in my heart, and lending, especially on the commercial side for a while, has been incredible, especially for a background for the mortgage side. But mortgage is it's a completely different beast. But you definitely have the opportunity to touch way more lives to help them in their new homes and refinances and things like that.
So we have an environment where rates are so good.
Yes.
Buyers are moving into the area, military, retirees. There's so much growth in all aspects. Pinehurst with the USGA, Aberdeen, complete resurgence. That downtown has become something to behold.
Absolutely.
So there's growth everywhere. New construction is crazy. Interest rates are good. There are 8 homes. There are 8 buyers for every home.
Yes.
So it isn't just a question about having a credit-worthy applicant secure a great loan. It's about making sure that they get the home that they're offering on. Have you written a lot of pre-qualification letters for people that?
So many, and so many for the same buyer.
Right, right.
I think that is key, is that you just have to stay so ahead of the game, more ahead of the game than you could even ever imagine in today's, environment. So getting people pre-approved super fast has been the number one priority, to really help them get ahead of the game. We also are able to provide a 30-day guarantee, or right by you guarantee, that you will close in 30 days. For our
even with
purchases.
the appraisal issues?
Yeah, I mean, we're still holding true. If we can't get it closed in 30 days, we provide, it's a $500 reimbursement to the seller and the buyer.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Sure is.
Because that becomes an issue. Sometimes the closing dates. It's not the title work. It's the appraisal backup.
Absolutely.
We got a gentleman who reached out to me yesterday to appraise a house. He said he'll appraise it on November 24th.
Oh.
The due diligence date was November the 9th, and the closing date is November the 18th. So, of course, my head twisted on my body like Linda Blair in The
Absolutely,
Exorcist.
all the way around, yes.
And I had to reach out to the appraiser, and I said, look, we'll pay you more to show up. He's going to go on Monday. We had no choice.
Right.
There's a lot of drama. You can do your job. You can cross your T's and dot your I's. And then you have to wait to see what the market brings, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Tell me about the programs that you offer.
Yeah.
What type of loans do you do at Fidelity?
So we can do anything. We talk about how we're a local bank, we're a community bank, but by no means that mean we're small or limited to anything. We can do any conventional loan out there, VA, FHA, USDA, all the A's. We're also, we've enrolled into the North Carolina Housing Down Payment Assistance Programs. There's a variety of different options there that help people just get in their homes a bit easier and leave them with some more money in their pockets. And then what really sets us apart at Right By You Mortgage and Fidelity Bank is that we also have our in-house portfolio loans. So that can save some of that additional layer of drama on that conventional side. Because we're able to look at things a little bit differently. Our self-employed borrowers, which have you had a lot of business owners looking to purchase homes? And I'm sure you've probably heard it's a little bit of
when they're
hellacious.
self-employed, it's dysfunction.
Sure.
That could fester.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
How many years of income do you have? Right.
Absolutely, documentation and and COVID, all of the things with the layers with COVID with different investors, it just gets absolutely insane, and a business owner doesn't have time to mess with that, so we try to help them.
The funny thing with self-employed business owners, they think they can make their own rules as they go.
That's true. That is
they go,
true.
hey, I've been doing this as an entrepreneur all my life. Now you're telling me I have all these regulations to have to. Right. It's a delicate dance, isn't it?
Yes. Absolutely. So we are able to have some of these. We actually have a self-employed borrower product, portfolio loan, different
huge.
Loans. But that can just be a way better option, way better fit for our business owners.
So the portfolio loan is an inside bank loan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. We do not sell it. We keep it.
It's not on the Fannie Mae or Freddie?
Nope.
Okay. So do you, can you tell the difference when you get a buyer coming in who's been coached already? That means yes.
Yes.
Because that means you've had some that are not.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Some I think wake up and just,
So how do you, tell me how you coach them. When you sit down and you go, whoops, how do you manage their expectations?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is just explaining the why behind things, because I think sometimes you can just talk at people and say, I need this, 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 and this. And if I say, hey, we need this because of X or because of Y, I think that helps, and it makes them realize I'm just not asking for ridiculous, extraneous things or to detail the process. I'm going to tell them why we're doing it this way. And I think that helps it make it a little more digestible and understandable, because mortgage, we can make it as simple as possible, but it's just not always the easiest.
You know what drives people crazy, buyers crazy. So they come in, they fill out their applications, they answer all your questions. You go ahead and you order an appraisal, and then I need this. I need this. I need this. And some people get driven crazy, and I tell them, it's not a democracy.
Yeah.
You just have to bite your tongue, and the lending process is a little bit more invasive than it was 10 or 15 years ago.
Right.
Just be patient.
Right. Be patient and have a checklist. I help with that too, to keep everything in good order.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's an education for you. The drama comes for free.
It is. Yes. Aggravation and drama fees. We can't include that, but
So on the Right By You mortgage, even though you offer a $500 fee if you don't meet the 30-day, what's your batting average? How many do you close on time versus a few where you have to? I bet
you put me on the spot here. I don't know a hard number, to be quite honest with you, but I do know with our 30-day guarantees, those loans get pulled at the top. We are working those files above, others if they're registered for that guarantee. So we really do try to take care of purchases, because really we don't want people homeless, honestly.
And you can get all the information you need if you take the right application up front.
Yes.
And ask the right questions.
Yes.
So that they don't come back to bite them later.
Right. With that guarantee, obviously you're going to have to reply within 48 hours and provide us with what we need. If somebody's dragging their feet and, if things are taking a lot longer than they should, that's why we have that talk, that why behind the agreement of how things have to go the way they have to go, so we can meet the timeline that's appropriate and get them to the finish line.
Yeah. It's obvious to me there's a lot of enthusiasm behind Fidelity Bank and a lot of services. February 8th is actually going to be right around the corner. It's kind of scary. It really is. We're into the holidays already. Paula, I want to thank you for organizing everybody to come in today. Lisa Hildebrand, it's good to see you. David Hope, good to see you.
You as well.
And Jessica, I will get back to you on maybe a volume discount for that psychotherapist we might need.
Sounds great.
Where can people reach out if they want to research Fidelity Bank or just reach out directly to your site, your website?
So you could reach any of us by calling the local branch. The office number is 910-944-5762. If you are interested in Fidelity Bank, learning a little bit more about our products, learning a little bit more about our history, and want to do the research on your own, please visit our website, www.fidelitybanknc, like North Carolina.com.
Perfect.
And thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for having me remember Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life. I like that organic feel. You guys did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you all. Everybody have a great week. This is All Things Moore County.